What's up, y'all? I'm out here on the tennis court. It's a little chilly out here. But you know, the chill don't stop no training. The chill can't stop us. I was out here getting warmed up. I was gonna do a little light work, you know. Something real light, some footwork, stuff like that. And then make my way on home, you know. But got my little band here. Shout out to the Trap Naples. Go check out the Trap Naples, man. Go holler at my boy Rick. He gonna take care of you. Building something big, man. Y'all gonna see. Yeah, I was just working on a little footwork, man. Because without footwork, you do not have any technique. You have no foundation. You have nothing for your techniques to grow off of. So footwork is very essential. And footwork is something that you can always work on. It doesn't matter where you are. I don't care if I'm in the living room. I'm out here on the tennis court. Doesn't matter where I'm at. If I'm at work, you can always work on your footwork. But yeah, it's just gonna help you be more balanced. It's gonna help you become more of a complete fighter, complete martial artist. Whatever you want to complete with your footwork is gonna help you out. So footwork is very essential, and I definitely recommend putting a heavy focus on your footwork. Now I emphasize heavy focus on your footwork. You can beat somebody with your footwork. You start to add techniques on top of that, unstoppable, baby. Well, I'm just gonna run through like some random footwork. This is just random stuff. I'll work on some. We'll have to go over these later in more detail, but I'm gonna work in some pendulum step, work in some lateral movements, and just some all around kind of unpredictable kind of movements. Cause if you're in a real fight, it's unpredictable. You don't know what position you might be in. You're not always gonna be able to hold your stance within a real fight. It's just the reality of it, you know? So I like to put myself in a position where, I guess like a precarious position. Meaning, I'll show you. For instance, if I have my stance here, this is nice. I got a nice base. I'm good to go, you know? But once I get in here and I have to move to get myself back into the stance I want to be in, I need to be able to move off of that. You know, I need to be able to be in my stance, and then I need to be able to go out of my stance at any direction and get back into my stance. So my goal is always to get back into my stance, but I put my feet in a position where it forces me to get back into my stance in like a weird position, you know? Because when you have fights, you know, you got wrestling, you got there's so many variables in something like real, something that's not sanctioned. You know what I'm saying? I think that's a good thing to work into your training, is put yourself in some crazy positions, you know? Don't just always train the same way all the time. For example, if you're a boxer, you love boxing, don't just train in your boxing stance in the same kind of footwork all the time. I mean, you're gonna have your foundation of footwork, but put yourself in a position. You know, this will come with sparring and things like that as well, and different types of drills. But when you're on your own, because footwork is something that you can always do on your own. That's something you can always build. You don't need a partner, you know? So I guess I'm saying be unique. Simply be unique with your footwork. Be very unique. I have, over time and just years of training, I definitely have a good sensitivity to the ground. Like, I don't know if you guys have ever seen The Last Airbender, but it's like an earthbender. Think like Toph. She's blind, but she can really sense with her feet, you know? And that's how I imagine myself when I'm working on my footwork. And I develop this sensitivity on my feet to where I can, at any moment, I can just move. No matter what happens, my feet are gonna move me in any direction I wanna go. And that's up, down, left, right. Your footwork can save your life. I can't emphasize that enough. But your footwork can save your life, for real. But I'm just run around, do some stuff, film it, let you guys see, just so you can see, because, you know, it's not always easy to explain, but it's a lot easier for me just to get moving, you know. All right, so here we go. Also, remember, I have this extra resistance on me. This is another good thing to utilize in your footwork, to give you some resistance, and it'll make your legs stronger, kind of give you something to fight against, you know. It'll help build your endurance, strengthen your legs, so definitely working something. And this is just a light one. I usually will use a medium. Sometimes I'll use a heavy one, sometimes, but not a lot. So I'm usually using a nice light one or a medium one, medium band. This is the time when I focus on my breathing. Three big breaths. Then we get everything under control. It's another aspect of your training. You must work on your breathing. After you exert a lot of energy, you need to be able to recover quick. I need to be able to get back into that groove I was in right now if I have to, or even sooner, you know? So you gotta be able to recover quick. As you can see, when I first stopped, I was breathing heavy. Still breathing a little heavy, but now I can actually talk to you. When I first stopped, I wouldn't have been able to talk to you. But breathing. So that's tip number 2. Work on your breathing, man. Synchronize your breathing. Everything you do. Your movements, synchronize your breathing with everything. Synchronize your breathing with everything. See, getting ourselves under control, right? This can also get you out of that, we just have this natural state of like fear, and you know, your body goes into survival mode, you know what I'm saying? And you want to kind of, I don't want to say fight against that, but kind of like fight that urge to save yourself, I guess I could say. And make it so that you're calm. You want to be calm within chaos. And when I say that, when your body wants to panic, when it wants to run away, when it wants to give up, you have to train yourself against that reaction. Because if you respond like that in your training, you don't train yourself out of it, and something real happens, that's how you're going to respond for real. And that can cost you your life, straight up. So we got to train ourselves out of, because you know they have this fight or flight mechanism, sympathetic nervous system type shit, you know. And it's just something natural that our body does when we're presented with certain situations. So use your training as a tool to kind of confront danger in a controlled environment. So that way, maybe it'll be able to save you. I'm never gonna say it's going to save you. That ain't up to me. But maybe it can, you know, if you train yourself out of just flight, you know, and not always fight either. Sometimes you gotta calm everything down so you can sit back and survey real quick and see what the best option is gonna be, you know. That's more so what I'm training for when I'm training. I want to train against that fear mechanism, that thing that's gonna leave me like a deer in the headlights and get me hit or get me eaten by a predator. I ain't trying to be nobody's prey. You know what I'm saying? So think about that with your training. Remember, footwork, breathing, breath control. If we ain't breathing, we ain't living. You know, if our legs aren't rooted, then we're unsturdy. We don't want to be unsturdy. We got to have our legs deeply rooted in the ground, you know? So remember that tough reference. When you're working on your footwork, work on that sensitivity. That sensitivity. And even though I said have unique footwork and mix it up, make sure you start off slow. Start off slow, like crawl before you walk, you know. Crawl before you walk, slowly build onto that, all right? That's the best advice I could give you. But yeah, that'll be a little quick one, man. I just want to holler at y'all real quick. Give you a little nugget, you know. I just came out here for a little bit. I'm about to roll. It was good just to get out here, breathe a little bit. Now we can finish the night off, man. But hope y'all have a great night. I'll be back with more tutorials, more talk of this sort. But I'll let y'all. Peace.